Hi guys, let's get started. So today we are going to look at the case study for December 2024. So your assignment will be released in a few days. As soon as it is released, it will be shared on the group. You can also check the assignment release on my CIM. But you have a lot of work to do before the assignment comes out, the 3 questions. You know that task 1 and task 2 is on the Ford case study, and task 3 is for a company of your choice. Right. Before we begin, let's look at a small video of the Ford case study. Can you see my video screen? Can you see my video screen? Can you see my video screen? All right. Okay, great. Thanks.
We believe in the power of creating a world with fewer obstacles and limits.
Where people have the freedom to build a better life and to pursue their dreams.
To shorten the distance between where you are
and where you want to go.
To connect people down the road, over the horizon.
To discover possibilities and enjoy the thrill,
Adventure
pride.
and pride of moving freely.
From day one, we provided people with tools to help them move forward
and upward. We've innovated to expand their opportunities.
And we worked to earn their trust every single day.
We honor our legacy
As we build the future,
A better world.
a better world for generations to come.
because when everyone is free to move
And free to dream.
We do believe in the best. We change the world.
So this is the purpose statement of Ford. This is the purpose, the mission of Ford. I want us to watch that again. Shall we do that? And understand all the words, the meaning of the words. This is the purpose of Ford.
We believe in the power of creating a world with fewer obstacles and limits.
Where people have the freedom to build a better life and to pursue their dreams.
To shorten the distance between where you are
And where you want to go.
To connect people down the road, over the horizon.
To discover possibilities and enjoy the thrill,
Adventure
pride.
and pride of moving freely.
From day one, we provided people with tools to help them move forward
and upward. We've innovated to expand their opportunities.
And we worked to earn their trust every single day.
We honor our legacy
As we build the future,
A better world.
a better world for generations to come.
because when everyone is free to move
And free to dream.
We do believe in the best. We change the world.
Henry Ford is the guy who revolutionized this company, Henry Ford, where he spoke about in the industrial revolution. Henry Ford was the first person who spoke about an assembly plant. In that era, right, many years ago, or 100 years ago, the automobile was for a certain class because it was purpose-built, customized, made by hand, and it was, for the elite. Henry Ford was the guy who democratized the automobile. He is the father of the automobile industry that in the industrialization era democratized so that everyone can own a Ford T model, the Ford T model, right? He jokingly said back in the day, Henry Ford, there's a nice story, right? That Henry Ford jokingly said that you can have any color of the Ford T model as long as it's black. You can have any color of the Ford T model as long as it's black. In other words, he created an assembly line, and he started mass producing the Ford T model, the car, the automobile. And there were so many people wanting to buy it. Demand exceeded supply. We're talking about the industrialization era, right? So demand exceeds supply. Suppliers were few. And if someone manufactured quite a bit, which means they can bring economies of scale and reduce the price, that's what Ford did. But he only manufactured the Ford T model in black. So he said, customers have no choice. Buy it if you want. Otherwise, there are millions of other customers waiting to buy it. That's why he said that. You can buy the Ford T model in any color as long as it's black. In other words, he told his customers, you don't have a choice. Buy it if you want. Otherwise, there are so many people waiting to buy my product. So today, obviously, they can't say that. The world is a competitive market. Ford is the market leader or the number one car in 2023 in North America. Globally, it isn't. You have companies like Toyota, Nissan, and General Motors, and many others who have sort of done really well in the world car market in terms of number of cars produced and sold. But Ford is up there. It's a formidable player. Let us watch another video now, because the more videos we watch, we will be able to understand the power of this brand. Okay? Let's look at this technology called the Ford Pass app. The Ford Pass app. I will share this with you now, because Ford is another company that brings about technology. It's not a real leader in the field of technology when it comes to the automobile, but it certainly has invested a lot of money in technology. So let's look at the Ford Pass app.
Like most things in life, vehicles work best when things are connected properly. It's no different when it comes to connecting your vehicle with us. You see, when you create a Ford account online or via your Ford Pass app and switch on your vehicle's modem, it'll be one of the best connections you'll make. For instance, once you select your preferred dealer and share your vehicle's health status with them, you'll benefit from quicker service bookings and enhanced support, since your dealer will be able to check your vehicle's health remotely, wherever you are. Because your Ford's health is monitored in real time, your app will alert you to issues that might arise. so you can contact your dealer and get your vehicle booked in before the issue becomes a problem. And since your dealer's technicians may already know what needs fixing before you bring your vehicle in, they can save time by getting to work straight away. But your app doesn't just alert you to potential problems. It monitors things like your oil level and battery health too, and will let you know when they need changing based on real-time data. Not guesswork. Clever, right? So, to benefit from a more connected driving experience, service recommendations, and proactive reminders, just create your Ford account, activate your modem, and switch on data sharing with both us and your preferred dealer. For a helpful step-by-step guide, you can visit Connectivity on our website. Ford Pass. Get connected. Keep moving.
So, can you read up about this? Connectivity, right? Today, the industry, the automobile industry, right, talks about connectivity, how they bring around technologies that will connect your car with the human being, connect it with the dealer. And connectivity in the car industry is a theme that you need to read up on. So this is a huge benefit, as you can see, right? It tells you the oil level of the car. It tells you that something's wrong with the car. It's data driven. Okay. It looks at the data in the car and it pushes it to your app. And then your dealer also gets the same message. Of course, this technology is used by a lot of people today in the West. But Ford has also introduced this app called the Ford Pass app. Maybe you can download the app and have a look at it on your mobile phone if you're interested to look at the features. But it's a very interesting thing. In other words, you're tangibilizing the car further. You're putting an app that probably will generate reminders, so many things, and it's on your mobile phone that you look when you're not driving, when you're in your office working, you're on your mobile phone, so you're connected to your car. So connected technologies. Can you read up on that? Connected technologies in the automobile industry. There is a whole load of technologies there, from apps to RF technologies to big data to kind of other interesting technologies, right, which we are going to look at. It's mentioned even in the case study. Cloud-based interactions, right? And there's a lot of connected technologies that companies like Toyota, Ford, and other big players use today, right? So I want you to read about that because we're going to revisit that a little later. And now I want to play another video to you. Maybe perhaps I'll share some of these videos with you. I'll share the links of these videos so that you can look at it. Right? I want to take you through a feature called the Ford Blue Cruise. The Ford Blue Cruise, right? In essence, it is the cruise technology, that a patented technology called the Ford Blue Cruise, which is very popular and is used. Of course, there are challenges in this in using this technology in different markets as well. So let's watch this video and understand it further.
Just sit back, relax, and enjoy. It's only active on the blue zones, which are basically pre-mapped highways. And then we have a map which tells us we are in a blue zone.
So the driver-facing camera is still looking at the eyes So the sunglasses can recognize what the eyes are doing, where the eyes are looking. Here we are on the test track in Merkenich. And for now, we want to check how attentive our driver is. And for that purpose, we just put something in front of the driver-facing camera. Camera can't see the eyes and is saying something in the cluster. Watch the road.
If you don't watch the road anymore, still you'll get a stronger warning.
Resume control. Oh, that's shaky.
Just to try to get your attention back
Oh,
to the road.
That's really my attention now. It's slowing down to close to 10 kph. And if I take it away, what happens then?
I still have to put my hands back on the wheel, look at the road, and then to resume normal control, press the accelerator button.
We want to have the system working in bad weather conditions. When you, for example, have rain, a wet road, the camera that's behind the windscreen, it's wiped over.
Blue cruise means it controls acceleration, braking, and steering for you. Still, you have to be in the loop. It's no autonomous feature, but it gets you more relaxed to the destination at the end of a long journey. And that's what Blue Cruise aims for.
All right, so that was an interesting feature, the Blue Cruise. So you need to sort of understand these are the features that are already there, right? Today, they're being tested in the West. Of course, you and I are not exposed to it in this market, but it's already there out there. So, but when you are a consultant to Ford, you're a consultant to Ford, you're a marketing consultant to Ford. So you need to know what is already there. If you don't know what is already there, you can't talk about 10 years from now, 20 years from now, what should they introduce? That's your job in the case study. And I'll help you, don't worry. You need to envision the future. You need to look at strategic options for this company and look at a 10-year horizon, 15-year horizon. But you need to know what's going on right now. If you don't know what's going on right now, you may tell the examiner, hey, we should do this, but it's already happening right now. This is why it's important that you understand what's going through right now. Can you check the WhatsApp group? I have shared today's slides with you. We are not going to do any analysis today because your assignment has not come out, right? But I want to run through some slides with you and understand quickly about the market segments, some of the features, and watch as many videos as possible so that we internalize the brand, understand the organization. It's a fairly traditional organization, very US culture, right? American culture. Also, there are so many models of vehicles, but broadly 3 segments in which they operate. We will look at their financial capabilities. We will look at what they do for sustainability and a few other things in moments from now, right? So let's look at the next video. So we've seen 3 now. I want to now show you the Ford Mustang, which is a very powerful model. It was a very good product. And I want you to understand some of these forerunner products for Ford Motors, right? So this model is a very popular model. Let's watch this. So that was a very popular model. The Mustang, of course, has many, many versions of it, the car, and now you saw the electric Mustang SUV version, right, which is very popular in North America and few other markets. Of course, the vehicle market, Chinese would like something, they have different preferences, consumer preferences, right? And that will be very different to the US preference, to other countries that they operate in so many countries. So one of the biggest things for them to understand is the individual consumer needs and wants, the preferences of each market and also the region, right? So that is a challenge for Ford in order to tailor make certain solutions. And that's why you get globally popular models, but you also get certain cars which are extremely popular in certain markets, right? Then I want to talk to you about another technology called the new Ford Explorer technology, the new Ford Explorer technology. Let's watch this.
Heat pumps raised a few questions. What is it and what are the benefits?
It doesn't only provide heat to the interior occupants, but it also controls the temperature of your battery system in a way that will maximize the range.
But just in terms of how a heat pump works, is it true to say that it's providing free energy?
I would call it's optimizing energy, right? So it invests some energy into heating the battery system, and it pays back by enabling the battery to unleash even more capacity that way.
Do you get steering wheel heating and seat heating? And also, is there seat cooling?
Yes and no. So we do have steering wheel heating, seat heating, all those options are available, but seat cooling we don't have. The seats are also coming with massage capability. I do use them a lot. My son in particular is very keen on them, and he doesn't drive without switching them on.
Can seat heating start remotely?
You actually can use Ford Pass on push of a button, which is very comfy. And you can jump in the car, it's pretty nice and warm. It's good to go.
What's included in the driver assistance package?
I just mentioned a couple. We have lane centering that keeps you always in the middle of the lane. We have exit warning. It detects an approaching vehicle like a cyclist, and it provides a warning both to the occupants, but also a visual signal in the mirror to the cyclist or approaching vehicle.
What kind of parking assistance is available?
Cool feature that I really like, you really have like stereo sound. When you're too close to the right side, you hear it on the right-hand side that you basically too close, but if you're on the left-hand side, this is the trick. It helps you directly without thinking about it. It helps you drive better and park easy.
Can you get the 360-degree view?
Yeah, it does. So you have like two things in the monitor in the center, so you can see the backward or frontward camera, but you also have a 360-degree view from top of the vehicle.
What is the infotainment system?
Okay, that's a very broad question, right? So it is a very big portrait screen. The operating system that we run on it, we call it Sync Move because of the movable screen that we have. It basically resembles a smartphone. So whether you have an Android phone or an Apple phone, you have like a top bar where it gives you quick access to things you need, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto if you want to have.
Are there still normal physical controls for things like the climate control, the radio, cruise control, or does it only happen via the central touchscreen?
For example, volume or the hazard lights. That's something that is physical where you have to touch it and there's a haptic feedback to it.
I understand there's puddle lights on the vehicle as well, which are quite unique.
Yes, the puddle lights are really, I'm so impressed. It keeps people's emotions busy and it's nice if you can catch it.
Okay, so let's now look at the presentation I've shared with you. Can you please open the presentation? I've shared this on WhatsApp. I will upload it on Google Classroom as well. Let's look at the presentation for today. And I want to give you a broad overview of the company. Let us try and internalize the brand. Let's look at some numbers. And I also want to look at the market segments they serve so that we can then get into the case analysis next week, right? Okay, so this is the presentation I shared with you. I hope all of you have got it. It is on your WhatsApp, the WhatsApp group. So in terms of questions, here are some areas in which you may get questions. We will know in a few days when your assignment is out. So these are the areas that we've got questions in the past. And you should get all your 3 questions from these areas. Okay. So I hope by now you have watched the theory videos and you have acquainted yourself. You now know all the theories that are in your syllabus that we've covered in these areas. So a few ground rules, prize winner tips. Please pay attention, right? So you need to watch all the theory videos because this is not an exam, it's an assignment, but you have to apply theory in the final assignment. Without applying theory, you are not going to pass. Harvard referencing is very important. We will try and do a session on Harvard referencing. Plagiarism and collusion. AI tools are not allowed. Please don't use AI tools. Outsourcing your assignment is not allowed. And you need to have under 10% similarity on your Turnitin report when you submit your work. That's a safe zone to be in. There are many A grades, don't copy. Students copy A grades. Even if you see one small paragraph that you see in an A grade in your assignment, you're going to fail. So please be very careful, do your own work. You can look at A grades, but don't open A grades or copy them word to word. You will pay the price because Turnitin software is very, very strong. AI tools are not allowed. ChatGPT, none of the other AI tools. Dolly, you can't use any AI tool to do your assignment. It is not permitted. And what you don't realize is there is also an AI score generated from Turnitin for your assignment. And it's very, very strong, guys. So no matter how many times you say it has not, you have not used it, If the AI score is high, you obviously, will have a problem. Be authentic. Connect all the answers, task 1, task 2, task 3. Have wider reading of industry reports from companies like KPMG, Deloitte, McKinsey, PricewaterhouseCoopers. I will share those with you. Don't worry. I will share some industry reports for you to read and reference from eminent thought leaders in the industry. Deloitte, PricewaterhouseCoopers, KPMG, McKinsey. These are the companies we will look at in terms of thought leaders predicting the future of the automobile industry. Save and back up your work. Don't be sorry. Don't look for an obvious answer. Be creative, be original. You can watch some YouTube videos in the Ford YouTube page. Work on the case study from today onwards daily. Daily. You have to put at least 1 hour of your time daily. On a Friday, on a Saturday, maybe 2 hours. Do not share your work with anyone, because although you think people won't copy, even if they take a small line, both of you will fail. You have to overcome all obstacles. There's going to be a lot of challenges in the next 2 months that will come your way. You have to overcome those obstacles. Do not share the tute analysis, the slides, the analysis that we do in class with anyone. You're not permitted to share it with anyone outside or with anyone. Don't share it with anyone. It is for your use only. Please do not share the tutor slides or the analysis with anyone. Draw up a schedule from today, especially after you get the assignment, and have a plan. Be proactive. You need to find insights. I will show you how to do it when we read the case study. Save and back up your work and fall in love with the case study. Everything else is okay if you fall in love with the case study. It becomes very, very easy, right? For guys, I'm sure you will enjoy the vehicle industry, right? For ladies, I don't know how much you'll enjoy the vehicle industry, right? Don't forget, we have had brands like L'Oreal that the guys didn't know anything about, that they had to fall in love with it anyway, right? Then we also had brands like Gillette that the girls didn't like too much, but the guys knew everything about. So you have no choice. This is the case study. We have to pass this. Let's fall in love with it, right? So there is something called Ford Plus. Can you please Google this and read up further? Ford Plus, right? So Ford Plus is their strategic plan. Ford Plus is their strategic plan. If you read the 2023 annual report of Ford, which you can download on PDF, you will see this mentioned by the CEO and the chairman of the company. Ford Plus is the strategic plan that Ford has right now, which is going on, which talks about growth, value creation in an era of a lot of change, both in the company and the industry, right? So it talks about great vehicles in terms of new product development and innovation, talks about all the sub-brands. You know that Ford has acquired some brands like the Lincoln brand, which is a premium brand. Talks about innovative software, connected tech or connected technologies, and high value services. So a car is something very personal. Of course, in Sri Lanka, you need to know that we didn't import cars for the past 3 years now, almost 3 years. And anyway, the brand new cars that you get in other markets, you don't get at once here. It has a lead time of about 1 year for us to even see brand new cars that you see in markets like Dubai, in markets like the States. It takes some time for us to see here, right? But now, since the import restriction, since we are blessed like that, We have not seen new cars except for some electric cars. We have not seen some new cars. So when we see a screen in a car, we think it's a big deal, but it isn't. Almost every car company now have screens like Tesla used to have, like what you saw. Almost every car company has a fully fledged sunroof, not only in the driver's seat, but also in the back seat, right? And there are a lot of technologies that have come about in the vehicle industry that unfortunately you and I as Sri Lankans have not been exposed to. But I'm sure if you have gone to Dubai, if you have gone to any other Middle Eastern country, Saudi, or even any other Western country, you would see that today there are a lot of technologies and features inside cars, which we are not used to because we have not seen it. And I don't know that we'll see it for the next 1 or 2 years also, right? Let's hope not. So the brand is strong. The Ford brand, the corporate brand is strong. It is financially doing okay, but it went through a loss-making period as well. Let's come into that. So the Ford Plus plan, right, talks about three business segments. Here you go. So this is very important. It has 3 business segments. The Ford Plus strategic plan talks about 3 business segments: Ford Blue, Ford Model E, which is the electric range, and Ford Pro. So I'm going to go through these. In the next few slides, but please understand there are 3 segments. Let's go through Ford Blue, Ford Model E, and Ford Pro, right? So the 3 segments allows Ford to offer broad choice to customers across, different car types. You can use gasoline, you can have hybrid, or you can have electric vehicles, right? So you have the gas, hybrid, or electric vehicles. So whilst the future is slated to be electric driven, we must also tell you that Ford has not made a lot of money in the electric or EV space. They have not made a lot of money in the EV space. Their main money comes from the combustion engine. Their main, gas related, right? Petrol, diesel, and other types of gas related. So that's where they're making still the traditional type of cars. That's where they're still making a lot of money. Of course, we have seen companies like Tesla who are making a lot of money, especially not only on cars, but with their market capitalization, also achieving a fair degree of market share and profitability and revenue in the electric space, in the EV space, companies like Tesla. So if you look at companies like Toyota, companies like Ford have been very slow to adapt in the electric space. Of course, sharing infrastructure, because when you're saying you're driving an electric car, a fully electric car, that means there's no gas whatsoever. There's no engine. So if you open the bonnet, there's no engine, it's electric. There's no place to pump gas, right? Only to charge. So charging takes a bit of time. Unlike you go to a gas station and just pump gas and go, you can't do that. It takes a bit of time. I have not used an electric car, but maybe one day I want to buy one. But one of the biggest hindrances is when you go, let's say, when you drive distances, you can't just pump petrol and drive, right? You can do that in hybrids. But you cannot do that in fully electric vehicles. So the charging infrastructure is a key issue. And Tesla has made inroads with the collaboration of the US government on charging infrastructure. So companies like Ford has to piggyback on that charging infrastructure to grow the electric vehicle segment. But obviously, there's a consumer that is increasingly conscious about the environment, carbon neutrality, sustainability, and social responsibility. And today, it is a fashion in the West to be known to care for the environment. It is a fashion. So electric vehicles have benefits in that you don't need to go for services. You need to go every 3-4 months for a service if it's a normal combustion engine using gas or hybrid cars. But electric vehicles have the advantage where you don't need to always take it to the dealer to service unless there is a major problem. Why? It doesn't have a combustion engine, right? So the biggest problem in the electrical vehicle industry is when your battery warranty expires. So usually it takes from car type, sometimes 5 years, sometimes 3 years, sometimes 6 years, and your car battery is a little expensive. It is like the iPhone battery. You know, after about 1 year, your iPhone battery, we can check the battery levels and it has come down from 100% to 90%. So if you use it for 2 years, it has come down to now 82%. So over a period of time, the car battery is also like that, if you're using an EV. So the battery is a little expensive if you are to put a new battery. But then there's no sound when you drive an electric car. There's no engine sound, it's silent. So it does not have noise pollution. It has very minimal environmental pollution. Of course, when you look at the cycle, if you're charging your electric car using solar, right, then there's complete carbon neutrality. But if you're charging your car, especially in a country like Sri Lanka, plugging it into the normal grid without solar, then there is a problem because we are a coal-dependent country. And the more you charge your car, the more coal that Ceylon Electricity Board needs to burn. So in that sense, is it really carbon neutral is a big question that many ask. So first, as a country, you need to get your charging infrastructure going. You need to make sure you are not coal dependent and alternate energy that is used, natural energies that are used. If so, the electric vehicle space is a very interesting space to be in. Otherwise, you are not really contributing to the environmental safety or sustainability, right? So they are now focusing on accountability, discipline, capital allocation, attracting the best talent in the industry, which gives them the speed and the flexibility to move really fast. This is a 100-plus-year-old company, traditional company, US-based, large resources. They've had their fair share of ups and downs. They also launched Ford Integrated Services in 2023. Integrated Services, where they're talking about software-enabled customer experiences. So Ford Plus talks about a digital transformation, if you like, to capture new revenue streams. So it's interesting time. This is their business plan. This is their business plan. And now they are moving into the integrated services space where they're bringing about software-enabled customer experiences. And that strategy is Ford Plus. So let's look at the 3 segments. Ford Blue leverages strength of strong brands such as Mustang. So have a look at these brands. Okay, Mustang is a very interesting sub brand, the Ford Mustang. So usually you don't say Ford Mustang, you say Mustang, right? There are sports Mustangs, there are SUVs, electric, hybrids. Bronco is their kind of outdoor vehicle, right? It's their rugged vehicle, right? And they have another sub-brand called Raptor. Now, these are very popular in the West, guys. Huh? We are not exposed to it because you don't get Ford dealerships in Sri Lanka, like very strong dealership. We are a bit more Japanese, Nissan, Toyota, we are exposed to those cars. American cars don't do too well on Sri Lankan roads. And also the European cars, right? We are more dominated with Japanese cars, Chinese cars, Indian cars, and South Korean cars, right? South Korean cars are very, very popular, growing really fast. Brands like Hyundai, Kia. And then you have the Japanese brands like Toyota, Nissan. And then you have the European brands like the Range Rovers, Audis, the BMWs, then you have German Mercedes-Benz, again, European, right? But those cars don't do too well on our roads. So if you look at the European region, you can see a fair degree of European cars being used, Italian to German to French, Peugeots and all that. And the Japanese use their own ranges of cars. Of course, they have their luxury ranges as well. And then you have also in Europe, you have their luxury cars like the Lamborghinis. So the Mustang is also to a certain extent a sports car. And there is some level of luxury attached to it. So you can Google these models and have a look at it. The Mustang range, Bronco range, and the Raptor range, which is called the Ford Blue, right? With durable pricing power. Can you see this? So these offer durable pricing power, all right? And they are introducing a new range of products. This F-150, the Ranger, the brand new Explorer that we just saw, the Expedition, Lincoln Navigator, and the Aviator. So what I will advise you to do, guys, is can you take my slides and just Google these terms? Because 2023 here, this is where we are. Don't go to their website and look at where there are hundreds of cars. So you look at the three segments. Ford Blue is one segment. Durable pricing power. Google Mustang, Bronco, Raptor. Then their new range, F-150, the case study mentions that. The Ranger, the new Explorer, Expedition, Lincoln Navigator, and Aviator. So just Google these and have a view of what they look like. Then you know what it is. There's an impression that will form in your head. And there are, in Europe, they're bringing out Puma, Cougar. These are some names of tigers and animals. Are high volume gas and hybrid SUVs. And the Ranger pickup and our Everest SUV continue to gain share in international markets. So please go on to Google and look at these models. Don't find it boring. Just look at the models. Don't need to read a lot. Just see the visual of these models. We believe Ford Blue will be a strong and growing business for the years to come. So Ford Blue has these products in their armor. That's one segment. Then you have the Ford E, right? So this is their electric segment. Electric vehicles are here to stay. Customer adoption is growing. We will later on read the case study and understand how profitable this segment is and how the company is doing. And their long-term upside is Central Ford Plus. We are committed to developing and delivering compelling software-defined EVs. So their EVs are software-defined, including trucks, vans, SUVs, and generation of smaller and more comfortable electric vehicles. Right, so the electric space is something that is growing and getting traction, but we need to understand how to make money. And then you have the Ford Pro, the third segment. The Ford Pro is a one-stop shop for commercial businesses with vehicles, softwares, charging, financing, and services designed to meet the needs of SME as well as large and government fleets. So this is their commercial solution segment, Ford Pro. Ford Pro, where they are working with governments, where they are working with large companies to reduce their fleet costs, their fleet downtime, leading to lineup of specialized gas, hybrid, and EVs. So please read about this segment. This is their corporate commercial business segment. So they are number 2 right now in EV sales in North America for the second year in a row. And they're number 1 commercial vehicle brand in Europe. Number 1 commercial vehicle brand in Europe. Okay. So some of the technologies, we spoke about the Ford Pass. You can download that, that app if you want. And we watched that video, how your car is connected. So connected technologies are used now in the West. We saw an example, a video on Blue Cruise, hands-free highway driving. Hands-free highway driving. Of course, this is in the testing period. Then connectivity. The future is to do with connectivity. From Wi-Fi to apps, maps, even perhaps artificial intelligence integrated solutions within your car. Security, theft alerts, remote vehicle lockdowns, recovery services are also solutions that Ford offer at the moment. I want to just get a quick glimpse on the financial highlight. Just an overall view, we will go through the appendices in detail and do some in-depth analysis. Right? Today is just the background session. So Appendix 1 talks about vehicle sales by geography for Ford. So as you can see, they operate in many markets, but these are their main markets. USA is their biggest, their domestic market. You can see the number of units have gone up 2021 to 2022. 2022 to 2023, US is flat. Right? China, I think that comma there is a mistake. It's 649. Right? China has gone down. So you have a problem with China. Canada has gone up slightly. UK has gone up slightly. Germany is flat. Turkey is doing really well. Italy is doing well. France is doing well. And other markets, there's also good progress. So you see that you see that China is a market, is a world within a world. Chinese market is very important. Large middle class, 1.3 billion population, lot of players in that market, and you have Chinese brands exporting their vehicles all over the world, including the US. So you need to also have a strategy to dominate China. So if you look at the number of units, it's fairly low, right? So these are in thousands, units in thousands. But it is still very low for the Chinese market. So the Chinese market has the capacity to do as many as the US market or even more. US is going through a recession right now. Growth is going to be challenging. But other markets, the emerging markets, the BRICS are the emerging markets. And if you look at markets like Turkey have done really well. So how do we penetrate the emerging markets? How do we grow within the domestic market and large markets like China? What are the strategic options that we can pursue? Is it joint ventures? Is it licensing, franchising, assembly operations, contract manufacturing? How can we really grow in those markets? So we're going to explore all these in the days to come, right? So Appendix 2 gives us a broad overview of the operating income as well as cost of sales. So looking at 2022 to 23, our revenue has grown, which is good. The problem here is our cost of sales has also gone up. Our administrative costs are managed well, but our total cost of expenses have gone up. And also, in terms of our operating income has reduced, although our revenue has gone up. That is a problem. How did that happen? We need to delve into that. Of course, we might not have a lot of data, but we can speculate and identify that you have become less efficient and productive, and your income, operating income has reduced whilst your revenue has gone up. So we need to delve into that. And your earnings before interest and taxes are flat, nothing major. Margins have gone down, which is a big problem. So why has that happened? We're going to investigate that. Margins have gone down. Your revenue has gone up, but your margins have gone down. Does that mean we have reduced our price? Does that mean we have reduced our price? Right? So overall, we need to calculate the total of this on an Excel sheet and see, has the quantity significantly increased over 2022 to 2023? Why has our revenue gone up? Have we reduced price? Which is an indication of the margin reduction. Which is an indication of the margin reduction. So it's not a healthy thing for you to reduce your margins, your EBIT margins. So we will define EBIT and we will look at how this has happened a little later. Right? So we will go into financial analysis a little later. So let's look at Appendix 3. Right? Let's look at Appendix 3. So when we talk about revenue and income here, you can again see, right? Of course, 2023 figures are not given here, but from 2021 to 2022, the numbers have gone up. And then the category of vehicle sales, you have the internal combustion vehicles, that's the normal vehicles, right? That use gasoline. It is the biggest share and it has gone up. It is the biggest share and it has gone up. Electric vehicles in the US market has gone up, but overall, I don't think it has gone up. The case study tells us it has not gone up for the company. Hybrid vehicles has also gone up. So overall, the number of units have increased, right, which is promising for Ford Motors. So in terms of their value chain, they have to work very closely with its distributors, dealers, suppliers, customers, recyclers. So there's a whole number of stakeholders they need to work with in their value chain. So Ford focuses more on vehicle assembly, and then it transports, right, its products to its customers and dealers, right? But they have to work with a lot of partners, component partners, starting from, the vehicle parts to the seat parts to fabricating to then people who produce the batteries to so many. So you have a large supply chain and all these components. Guys, when you work with a car company, different components, seat belts will come from one market, seats will come from one market, battery will come from another market. So you have so many types of suppliers. And when you're in manufacturing a car, you have so many types of components. So you have to bring all that together, and you have many suppliers, and those suppliers also have suppliers. So you should, as a value chain, not only think about your direct first supplier, you need to check your supplier's supplier. Because your supplier can be also violating some human rights, some environmental concerns, which is going to impact you. And then you have your dealers, your distributors, and your customers. And then you have your recyclers. So Ford has an extensive value chain. 1,600 tier 1 suppliers. 1,600 tier 1 suppliers. And even more tier 2 supply upstream. Right? Over 8,000 dealers. So many customers. And global communities downstream. Right? So I got this from the annual report. You can read the annual report. Perhaps I'll share it with you. And then in terms of strategic sustainability, this is a company that focuses on net zero, on carbon neutrality, on achieving net zero by 2050, I believe. And it has a sustainability strategy. All companies do. I don't know how far they achieve these, but all companies talk about their sustainability aspirations in terms of climate change, waste, air, energy, water pollution, materials, safety, then societal human rights, diversity, equity, inclusion, access. So these are all areas that they focus on in terms of their sustainability and social aspirations. Okay. So that's all I want to talk to you today on the case study. And I want to give you some homework. So what we are going to do now is, we're going to look at some of the things I want you to do before the next class. And I'm going to type it here, right? The first thing that we need to do is to start looking at a SWOT analysis. So we won't look at this today. Today was the introduction. SWOT analysis. Then you need to look at key issues, critical success factors. You need to look at stakeholder analysis before next class. Can you do this? So it's about 1.5 pages in your strategic audit. SWOT analysis, key issues, critical success factors, and stakeholder analysis. So we will meet after we get your assignment in a few days. We then will go into this and do a critical discussion on task 1A and look at these areas. And when you come for the next class, which I don't know when, it might not be next Wednesday, might be even during the weekend, or it can be on Monday. So you need to work around my schedule now, right? So please be ready with these 4 areas when you come for the next class. I think it is doable. You have enough time. Okay, any questions? Anything to clarify? Anything to clarify? Smile is asking, case study is different. Case study is what you have got. Assignment is not released as yet. You'll get task 1, task 2, task 3. It will be released in a few days. Lakshini is asking, is it mandatory to use only the information available in the case study? Yes, for the strategic audit, you can only use information in the case study and in the links provided in the case study. Yes. When you're writing, Lakshmi, I will tell you. For the moment, focus on the strategic audit. When you're writing, you can bring certain elements outside which needs to be referenced. I will tell you how to do it. But for the moment, you focus on the 6-page strategic audit. And Lakshmi, for that, you need to use 100% case material. 100% case material. Yes, I can share the videos that we looked at today. Certainly, I can share those. I can share those. Not a problem. Any other questions? Mubashir is asking, can we say Ford is using the focus strategy? Don't go into that right now. We will look at strategic options when we get into the question. First, we have to analyze. Don't speculate. First, we'll finish the strategic audit. Actually, I have also not finished it, so I can't. So I'm also doing it. I'm also up in the night these few days. Still work under construction in terms of analysis. Right? So let the assignment come and we will then finish our 6-page analysis. Go into the question on strategic options. Don't try to speculate what they are doing before we analyze. So finish the strategic audit first. Go step by step. First, finish the SWOT analysis, key issues, critical success factors. Then we will start Porter's 5 forces, macro analysis, micro analysis. So you have to do it in a systematic manner. Don't just jump into conclusions. If you're a consultant, marketing consultant, you have to follow theory and do analysis scientifically. Okay. I hope it is clear. Yes, EVs are convenient. Yes, correct. During winter, Roshiran. Mubashir. Yes, correct. Correct. We have to do all this for homework. Madhushika, yes. Yes, you are doing SWOT analysis, key issues, critical success factors, stakeholder analysis. Next class, I will present my work on these areas. When I present, you have to have your work in front of you. You can't, otherwise you'll copy my work and you will fail. So before I do the class, previous class, I tell you what to come with. Come ready for class. You're doing a level 7 master's level qualification. Come ready for class. I will give my view. Otherwise, people just come and look at what I've given and then they just go and copy it. Don't do that. You're not learning anything. Right? Asika, you can WhatsApp me privately. You can WhatsApp me privately. I'll tell you what to do. Okay. Any other questions, guys? Anything else? You have no questions? Good night. I will see you soon. Please do your homework. Good night.
Good night. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Good night.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Good night.
Good night.
Thank you, sir.
Good night. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.